small businesses, the enduring lifeblood of our community, with the launch of the KBLA SMB Marketplace. For the first time, small to medium-sized businesses will have an opportunity to promote their goods and services on KBLA and take advantage of our powerful reach and local marketing power. The SMB Marketplace is hosted exclusively on KBLA1580.com and is accessible from all our social media channels. Whether you're a small mom and pop restaurant, a car dealership, or a professional practitioner, we invite you to join in this new KBLA Talk 1580 initiative to promote your business. As a Black-owned small business, you don't want to miss this unique opportunity to gain new customers on KBLA Talk 1580. For more information, contact us today at smb@kbla1580.com. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
And if I share with you my story, would you share your shadow with me? Time to get
yeah, y'all, come on.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah,
gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power!
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here's what happens when you advertise on KBLA Talk 1580.
3, possibly 4 weeks ago, I heard an advertisement on your radio station from a company called Grid Solar. I would love to have that phone number so I can reach out to them with reference to solar panels being installed on my property.
Our listeners are aware and engaged, but more than that, they are loyal. When they hear empowering messages that uplift their community and help them live better lives, they respond. No medium reaches this coveted black audience like KBLA Talk 1580. So, hit us up today at smb@kbla1580.com and let us help you connect with our loyal listeners. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. Tabitha Smiley's new book, The Covenant with Black America, 20 years later, is now on sale everywhere. This classic text shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list almost 2 decades ago. If you have the original book, you will surely want to get this 20th anniversary edition with powerful new contributions from today's leading voices. This 20th anniversary edition presents a compelling blend of historical insights and contemporary urgency in this critical and unprecedented election year. Get your copy of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later today.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here's what happens when you advertise on KBLA Talk 1580.
3, possibly 4 weeks ago, I heard an advertisement on your radio station from a company called Grid Solar. I would love to have that phone number so I can reach out to them with reference to solar panels being installed on my property.
Our listeners are aware and engaged, but more than that, they are loyal. When they hear empowering messages that uplift their community and help them live better lives, they respond. No medium reaches this coveted black audience like KBLA Talk 1580. So, hit us up today at smb@kbla1580.com and let us help you connect with our loyal listeners. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. Money to bud.
Seas for the chance to be just you and me. I would walk 1,000,000 miles just so I could see you smile. 'Cause you've got me hooked. Yes, you've got me shook, baby. And if I could just have my way, I would love you every day. If only you
KBLA Talk 1580. He's a civil rights attorney by day and a singer by night. Through his vocals, he brings elements of R&B, soul, hip-hop, rock, and jazz to his band, known as Brown Suede. And that song, the one that you're hearing right there, made its major radio debut in L.A. on The Real and at KMEL in the Bay. And he's got the support of the NACC charts in college rotation all across the United States. He'll tell us more. Chris Martin, a.k.a. Doc Martin, good morning.
Good morning.
So that's you singing.
That is me singing.
Yeah. And tell me about the song, and that's an original, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Brown Suede.
Yeah, so, Brown Suede is comprised of myself and Ludlow Query on guitar. Both of us are, doing our thing in civil rights law as attorneys, and, we just kind of met one day and, found out that we both love music, you know what I mean? And so from that, we just started making music, and it was easy for us,
So basically, you have to be an attorney and a musician to be in your band.
I mean, as long as you're talented, we might give you a chance.
So you've been going ever since.
Yes.
And Brown Suede is?
Brown Suede is doing all kinds of things when it comes to, just putting forth good music out there from all different types of genres. And so I love what we're doing. To
me, Brown Suede sounds almost like a throwback, like it should be a 70s R&B or, 80s R&B group.
Yeah. Eric Benet once said that we remind him of a heat wave, the 70s group, so I can see that.
So as an attorney and specifically a civil rights attorney, and I'll go as far as to say, just from what I've observed, seeing you, I've never been in your office as an attorney, but just seeing you in activist spaces, that's a serious commitment for you. It's It's not something you just do for money.
Absolutely. It's something that I do because I love what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's why I went to law school, so that I could figure out a way to serve my community and to serve my people.
And so what role does the R&B singer Doc Martin play for civil rights attorney Chris Martin?
Well, I would say certainly that being a musician gives me an outlet, a creative outlet. It's a lot to be in the office, all day, but the music gives me an opportunity to just unwind, be myself, pursue my passions,
I mean, and it's funny, the one, definitely kind of a classic love song, right?
Thank you. I think so.
Yeah. But I mean, just my knowing you, I know you from rallies and,
yes,
community protests and
yes,
things. And I would have expected, of course, I've seen you perform at those as well, but I would have expected, the song to be like, I don't know, maybe not FTP, but, like very much on some hardcore activism.
Yes. Yeah, well, I've got songs about activism, you know what I mean? I think that there's a time to write music about activism, and there's a time to be able to express genuine love for a person as well, you know what I mean? Love for a partner, and so I do that too.
So there's no conflict. Maybe one feeds the other?
Exactly. No conflict here,
So if Brown Suede blows up tomorrow, like beyond the college charts, to the pop charts, would you abandon being an attorney, or would you be an R&B singer / soul singer who does his own contracts, or would you like, which is more important, or do you think you even have to choose?
You know what? So like if it were to blow up tomorrow, I do ask myself this. I think I choose the music.
Really? Because law school and passing the bar, that's not that easy.
It's not that easy. In fact, it's very hard.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people try and fail and try and try again and fail and fail and fail again at the bar.
Right. Yeah. That's true. It took me 2 times to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm thankful that it only took me 2 times.
Right.
You
Some
know?
people never pass.
That's very true.
But you would walk away from all that for the music.
For the music, I really do love music that much.
Wow.
I really do.
Okay. And the music loves you back. Who do you love? Give me your Doc Martin playlist.
Yes. So I got a lot of Stevie Wonder in my playlist, you know. I got a lot of...
Can't go wrong with that.
Exactly. Got a lot of Marvin Gaye.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I love Music Soul Child. I grew up on Music Soul Child, you know. And D'Angelo.
Okay.
Yeah.
The singers.
Yeah.
All right. We're talking with attorney Chris Martin, a.k.a. Doc Martin. If you want to get in on the conversation, you're welcome. 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. And you're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over. And if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So, no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So this new dose is, nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's a Monday or the next? I do seem to forget it all. I lose my sense of time when I think of how you're mine. When I'm with you, time sprouts its own wings and flies away. When we're apart, seconds are like hours in my heart. But I trade in years of loneliness for just a moment here with you. I'm really hoping that it doesn't come to that and that you love me too.
KBLA Talk 1580, giving you a little stress relief on your Thursday morning. That, of course, is Doc Martin. He's sitting in studio with me right now. That's from your solo piece.
Yes.
So you do work with Brown Suede, which is the group.
Yes.
You're an attorney under your non-superhero name.
Right.
And then Doc Martin is your R&B iteration.
Absolutely.
So tell me about that song we just heard.
Yes, that song With You, co-written with one of my friends from college, Brother Thaddeus Brown. Amazing person, musical genius, and I love that brother. And so, I was just thinking to myself, you know what, it would be nice to just make a nice jazz song in honor of my dad who loved jazz.
Okay, what's your dad's name?
His name is James Martin.
James Martin.
Yeah.
You're going to say his name.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, the place where I see all of the interests coming together is when you perform at rallies and protests.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Yes. So, I love to perform just in general, but I love especially just sharing my gifts, at the rallies and at the protests that we do, with Black Lives Matter for people's civil rights, you know what I mean? And, I share my civil rights songs that, I've written there, but I also just, share other songs too to, just give people a chance to, even just for 3 minutes, to relax and think about, something in addition to the protests and the marching,
The reason why I'm laughing is because you sound more like an R&B artist than an attorney. And I'm imagining, like, if I hired you as my attorney, I think I might be like, did I hire attorney Albie Shore? Like, what's going on? What is really happening right now?
That's hilarious.
Is it like a Clark Kent Superman where you type scenario where there's two totally different people? And I ask that because I've been told that about myself. Like, I wouldn't want to hang out with her. I would never date her. She's too intense.
Yeah.
And that's totally Clark Kent Superman. When the mic comes on, here comes Sasha Fierce.
Right.
When the mic is off and the lights are off, I'm just Dominique and I'm just chilling. So are these two different Mr. Martins, or if I hire you as an attorney, is it going to be so? I hope that I can be the one to resolve your civil rights complaint.
That is hilarious. I think that I am two different people. You know what I mean? I don't think the judges know that I can sing. A few do, but most don't.
Oh, that would be hilarious if you just started singing to the judge.
Yeah.
I think you're a little stressed out, Your Honor. let me get a beat.
Right, exactly.
Give me a beat.
Like, your client wins. You know what? This is over.
Yeah. You rest your case.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, to me, it's not far-fetched at all. But I have to ask that because it's just hard for me to imagine you in a courtroom.
Well, I think that I like to stay cool, calm, and collected, even in the courtroom. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I don't necessarily raise my voice in the courtroom unless it really, calls for it, where I'm trying to, get the attention of perhaps the jury or whoever needs to pay attention. You know what I mean? But, like, I am more so cool, calm, laid back, and collected. And that's how I carry myself.
Yeah. They're commenting about you in the YouTube chat. Morris Phillips says, how old is this kid? Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye are definitely old school. And Terry says, Doc Martin, I guess the person has to be a friend of Dominique's to be a member of your band. Which sadly I don't think is true because I actually don't know your guitar player.
Right. Yeah. But hey, if you want to be a member of the band, just, hit me up. I'm on IG at Doc_Martin88. Just shoot me a DM. Be like, hey, I'm talented. I want to be a part of your band.
I hope you don't regret this. Doc_Martin88. Morris says, protest singer. I already love him. And, Morris says he enjoys his music, but it won't make him rich. Try singing gospel. Would you
Ooh.
sing gospel?
You know, I grew up in the church, and
Really?
I love the Lord. You know what I mean? So I would love to sing gospel. That's something that's actually been on my heart. You know, to dedicate some time to write some gospel music. So I will do that at some point for sure.
Who else? Somebody else in the chat is asking me. Yeah, we all over the place. You'll get used to it, Doc. They want and I think they want the other Mr. Martin, but maybe Doc Martin, the singer too, may have an opinion. They're asking your opinion about the Dred Scott case, which of course was the case that went all the way to the Supreme Court that affirmed that I don't know the exact quote, but I think there's no law or right of the land to which a black man is entitled, or something like that.
Sure.
It basically says black people aren't human beings.
Yeah, Dred Scott, the 1853 Supreme Court case, I believe, where one of the major holdings was that a black man had no rights which a white man was bound to respect.
There it is.
Yeah, a very tragic case in our history, in American history, and sometimes you wonder how much things have changed since 1853. You know what I mean? That was pre-Civil War. You know what I mean? So you wonder, when you got things going on like George Floyd still to this day, does a black man really have any rights which a white man or law enforcement is bound to respect?
Yeah. And it's interesting that they would ask about that case and you bring it back to law enforcement, because it seems like that is one of the things that drives you as an activist.
Yes, absolutely. And, just as a person in general, I know for myself that, although I am a lawyer, like that does not protect me from even being, accosted by the police. You know what I mean? That's something that's happened to me a number of times in my life. Happened to me maybe like 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? I'm just as black as anybody else. You know what I mean? So as I'm fighting for the rights of my people, I'm also fighting for my own rights.
So when when a cop pulls you over or harasses you, is it Doc Martin or Attorney Martin that responds? And do you boom, 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 code letter of the law, or is it more of a, Oh,
it's definitely the attorney.
Yeah.
They get the Attorney Martin out of me, you know what I mean? So like when that happened like 2 weeks ago, they pull up to the side of me, I was like, look, hey, I'm a civil rights attorney. I don't think you want to be harassing me. They just hurried up and zoomed away.
Really? They just like that? They were like, never mind?
Yeah, pretty much never mind. But, it doesn't always work out like that.
Of course, because sometimes you don't even get to talk.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so at what point in your life did you decide, I'm going to be part of changing this?
Good question. I would say it probably starts from like late high school. My mom, exposed me to so many of the great civil rights activists of our day, or, days going by, right? Like Martin Luther King, Huey P. Newton, the Black Panther Party, and all of those people that I was exposed to really inspired me to want to serve my community. So I knew that I was going to go to law school. Once she took me out of Westchester High School and put me at Dorsey High School, which has a law magnet program.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they
So you're a Dorsey Don?
A Dorsey Don, yeah.
A Dorsey Don Law School magnet.
That's right.
So your parents are activists?
My mom, yeah, I would
Your
say my
mom's
mom's
an
definitely, active, and she pushed that on us as kids to learn about who these people were and who these people are, and their legacy and what they mean for our culture and our community and for us.
I mean, I bring that up because I have a theory that I don't even know if it's a theory. To me, it's like obvious that there's a lot of children of the civil rights movement or children of activists that are next generation and even third generation change makers.
Yes.
So when people feel despair and they say, well, we did all that marching and all that protesting and nothing happened. Well, first of all, that's not true if you look at the body of work legally and, you know, community-wise. But even if you said all of that was going away, the fact that generation after generation is producing more leaders, more civil rights lawyers, more radio hosts talking smack every day, that, you know, even if you look at Malcolm X's parents were activists.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Before he was ever born. And so maybe he had to go to prison and maybe he had to go on his journey. But those seeds were planted in his family. Not to say you have to be that. Plenty of people, you know, become incredible activists with no family background. But I think that there is something encouraging and important about the legacy of activism and dedication, ethical, moral dedication to our people. I think about Atala Shabazz. I think about Tupac Shakur.
Yes.
I think about so many, those seeds that haven't even sprouted yet. And I think it's a really important thing to keep pointing out because I believe it helps us stay encouraged. We're talking with R&B singer and attorney Doc Martin. Continue the conversation after news, traffic, and sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. The presidential candidates are busy on the campaign trail. Former President Trump was in Miami, Florida Wednesday for a town hall broadcast on Univision. Vice President Harris also held a campaign event in Pennsylvania. The suspect in the Appalachia High School shooting and his father appeared in a Georgia courtroom. GBI investigators testified that the 14-year-old meticulously planned the shooting, documenting it in a notebook. He faces 4 counts of murder, and his father faces multiple charges as well. Former One Direction singer Liam Payne has passed away at the age of 31. Reportedly, he fell from a 3rd-floor hotel balcony in Argentina. State police are investigating whether the fall was intentional or accidental. And Disney is introducing a new way for guests to skip the line in their theme parks. Lightning Lane Premier Pass will launch at Disneyland next week and at Orlando's Walt Disney World on October 30th. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org. Is this the time?
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers pitching staff dialed up another postseason shutout. The 8-0 win over the Mets Wednesday night in New York was the 4th shutout for the Dodgers in 8 playoff games. The Dodgers are up 2-1 in the best-of-7 National League Championship Series. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts used 5 pitchers. They teamed up to limit the Mets to just 4 hits. Starter Walker Buehler got 2 key strikeouts in the 2nd inning to escape a bases-loaded jam. Game 4 is tonight, first pitch at 5:08. Tennis legend Serena Williams is recovering from a health scare. The Compton native had a cyst removed from her neck on Tuesday. Doctors said the cyst was not cancerous. Hampton University removed their interim tag from head football coach Trent Boykin. The HBCU school made Boykin the permanent coach. Hampton is 3-3 this season. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
Little something for the people, yeah. Imagine a world where there is no fighting. Everybody's loving, just laughing over nothing. 'Cause we're living in peace, living life with ease. We don't need no police, all the hating and the violence cease. Wouldn't it be nice, maybe once or twice, we can get together, make the world a little better. Wouldn't it be cool if we could change all the rules? Or would you think I'm a fool? Try to silence me too. Ooh, everybody listen, it's time to make a difference. Oh, in this world today, you gotta have a vision, and that's what we've been missing. Don't let it fade away, no. Yeah, don't you let it fade away. Walking down the street on South Central Ave, thinking about all the things I thought I'd never have. Envisioning money, cars, only at first. Now I'm focused on break a generational curse. Elevated when things started to bother me. That was seeing my people living in poverty. It's the ambition on how it ought to be. Yo, can we make sure that it's about to be? Wouldn't it be nice?
KBLA. Wouldn't it be nice? Doc Martin is with me in the studio. That's him. That's your song. You wrote it. That's more on the a little conscious side. But you do the whole spectrum. If we want to get the music, where do we find it?
Yes, that song is called Fade Away. It's available on all streaming platforms. You can look that up. Brown Suede. Brown is in the color, suede is in the material, all one word. It's on all streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube, all of that.
Okay, these folks in the chat are silly, but I'm going to indulge. He wants to know if you're dating anyone. I don't know if he's asking for a friend.
I plead the fifth. I'm
okay. Attorney Martin just jumped in the chat. You do not have to answer that. I think there's a Facebook status. It's complicated, something like that.
Right. I think my Facebook status officially says single. It does say single.
Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna leave that right there. So the group is Brown Suede. The solo stuff is Doc Martin. We can find it on streaming platforms. You're at Doc_Martin88 on all the socials platforms.
Yes.
Does Brown Suede have socials?
Yes. So Brown Suede's IG is B Suede Stilo, which is spelled Steelo. Yeah.
Okay, that's some musician stuff right there.
Yeah.
All right, so we're blending the politics with the music because that's what you do in your life. Well, they coexist.
They do.
Right? I don't know how much blending happens. They coexist.
Yeah, they do.
And you were saying during News, Traffic, and Sports that you actually would consider a run for office.
That is true. That is true. I've had a passion for politics ever since, I saw Barack Obama run for office in 2008 when I was in college, and I saw him speaking, and I was like, dang, I want to be like that, Like, what is he doing? What did he do to get to where he is? Okay, he went to law school, all right. He, he taught constitutional law. He became a senator, all of these things. And so I was just like, dang, I kind of want a path that's similar to that. My path has been a little bit different so far in terms of, incorporating all of this music stuff, which really just came out of nowhere.
Right.
I mean, well, granted, I was always in the children's choir as a kid and, doing things with the church, which is how I developed my vocals, but, as far as like getting to a professional level with the vocals, like that kind of just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't think Obama has anything on you in that category. But the Obama path would next include the Senate and then the presidency.
Right. It would. It would.
So is that a possibility?
I think that all things are possible.
Okay. Yeah, you should be a politician. You can sing your speeches and bring the attorney out for the debates.
Right, exactly.
And actually, you went to the same law school as VP Kamala Harris, did you not?
Yes, I did. And in fact, she was the president of the Black Law Students Association.
Really?
And, yes. And you know who else also was?
Who?
Me.
And I don't know if there are any more similarities, but I did not know she was president of a Black Law Students Association. That is something, is not a talking point we hear. We heard over and over again how Barack Obama was president of the Harvard Law Review.
Yes.
First black president.
Absolutely.
But I've never heard that about Kamala Harris.
Yes, it's 100% true. And I was surprised myself. I was like, I wonder, was she? You know what I mean? And it's like, I looked it up. And I was like, yeah, she was. And that makes sense.
Why?
Just because of the leader that she is. You know what I mean? It makes sense that, that's not something that would have happened overnight. It's something that would have happened even as far back as law school for her and before law school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where are we on the presidential race right now in your mind?
I think that, it could go either way. I mean, sometimes I think that Kamala is going to win. And sometimes when I see certain things on social media, I'm like, I don't know if it's going to happen sometimes. And sometimes it challenges my thought process about how it's all going to turn out. But certainly we can't let that orange man get in there. We can't do that now.
Right.
Yeah,
but yet you're a third-party voter.
I'm assessing all of my options. I do think that, Cornel West and Molina could bring us something that, not everybody else can, you know what I mean? So there is that, but, I am hoping that at a minimum, we don't let Trump win. That's where I'm at on it.
That's the low bar, but I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there with you. Since you mentioned that former President Barack Obama was somewhat of a role model for you, I mean, not as a singer, but as a lawyer and as a politician to an extent. Were you offended by his comments the other day calling out black men around this election?
It was something he was basically spurring them to vote, right? He was trying to encourage them to vote. That's my understanding of what. Can you, if you could explain to me your thoughts on it, and then I can
right.
chime in
Well,
on it.
I mean, maybe Miles can pull it, but the thing is, what he basically said was, to paraphrase, that he's questioning whether the reason more black men are not supporting Kamala Harris's misogyny.
Well, you know, I mean, I have seen comments from certain black men who do not support her because she is a woman. I mean, I have seen that on social media. I don't think that
Okay,
that's...
hold on. He has it. Let's listen to it.
You're thinking about sitting down or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable.
Yeah, so some people felt like that was condescending, or that why isn't he calling out all men for being misogynist, or why is he taking black men to task in that way. I didn't love it because I felt like it hurt her more than it helped her by angering those people that are already anti-Kamala and kind of making them double down.
More first thing.
But Molly Bell said maybe some of those brothers needed a talking to. I don't know.
Yeah. I do think that there are some brothers who do need a talking to, you know what I mean? When I think of, you know, the analogy of spurring a horse to get it to move, you know what I mean? When you got kick the horse to get it to move sometimes, you know what I mean? And it may hurt the horse, but it gets it to move in the right direction, you know what I mean? So sometimes I do think a little spurring is necessary, though I will say that I don't think that that's indicative of how all black men feel about Vice President Harris. You know, I think that I would say probably most black men are probably going to vote for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what the polls show.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, with that in mind, I don't know if his comment is the best, you know, comment, or if black men really needed to hear that. But there are some men out there who did need to hear a message like that.
Yeah, I mean, I also think, well, my comment was, you know, the white girls love you, President Obama. Why don't you talk to them?
All right.
Calling all white girl whisperers, because they are much more problematic if you look at polling. The gender gap is like 30 points, but Trump leads by about 3 points more with men than Harris does with women. And we know that ain't black women.
Right.
So I'm like, why don't you talk to your fangirls?
Right.
And some feel like we're teeing up to blame black men, which is also not fair, since black men have been very powerful supporters of the Democratic Party in particular, and you know, at 70+% for Harris, I mean, that's pretty strong.
Yeah, and that's 100% true. That when it comes to it, black men and black women, especially black women, you know, shout out to all the black sisters out there who, you know, save us time and time again, you know, with the way that they vote, among many other things. You know, I don't think that Kamala really has to, you know, or that Barack should be spending all of his time, you know, criticizing black folk, you know, on this issue.
We're talking with Doc Martin. He is an R&B singer. Is that how you would describe yourself? A soul singer, an R&B singer, a singer?
You know, that is part of how I would describe myself.
Okay, well, maybe we'll get the rest when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
First things first with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
That morning chill means truck season.
5 more minutes.
No snoozing. Do it all in a Chevy Colorado or Silverado, including the class-leading range of the Silverado EV.
Talking to me?
Work, play, hauling, off-roading, a Chevy truck can take it all.
Okay, I'm up.
It's Chevy Truck Season. Get 0% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
0% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 9.3%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available at least in some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 10/31/24.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees. Tips to help improve basic steps for building a budget in 2024. Building a budget can help you achieve and reach your financial goals. With a budget, you can keep track of your spending, avoid and get out of debt, limit overspending, pay bills on time, and build solid savings habits. What's the best way to get started? Figure out how much to set aside for expenses, like rent, mortgage, bills, groceries, and entertainment. Understanding your past financial habits can help you make the proper adjustments for your budget. Adjusting to a budget can take time as you work to find the right balance, but keep working on it. For more financial health tips, visit chase.com or stop by a local branch. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
That morning chill means truck season.
5 more minutes.
No snoozing. Do it all in a Chevy Colorado or Silverado, including the class-leading range of the Silverado EV.
Talking to me?
Work, play, hauling, off-roading, a Chevy truck can take it all.
Okay, I'm up.
Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 and Colorado pickups when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 24.5%. Plus finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available at least in some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 9/30/24.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Doc Martin is in the building. He is an R&B singer, soul singer, activist, and in his alter ego, his Clark Kent alter ego is attorney Chris Martin. You said that's part of how you would describe yourself, and what's the other part?
Yeah, let me see here. I feel like I'm a Renaissance person, you know what I mean? I don't box myself in, you know. I do so many different things, like you said, the lawyer, the activist, you know, the singer, but I act a little bit, you know. I'm producing a movie, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah, you know, I'm doing a lot of different things.
So just keep your eyes on at Doc Martin and Doc_Martin. It's DOC, right?
Yeah.
_Martin 88 or at B Swade Steelo. Don't forget to track me at DiPrima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio, and then of course KBLA 1580. Two things I want to remind you before we get out of here is that on Saturday it's not just Taste of Soul. We're going to have our first Zoom meeting for our Africa Trip 2025, which is coming in June. And hopefully we'll be celebrating, not fleeing. But anyway, AfricanFocus.org if you want more info, or you can call the African Focus phone number to get the Zoom link to join us on that Zoom meeting Saturday morning before you head off to Taste of Soul. We're going west. And then the other pieces today, I'll be down at the LA County Justice Care and Opportunities Department. Together We Thrive, togetherwethrivela.com. I think it's mostly sold out. The festival part may still be open. Susan Burton, of course, Judge Songhai Armstead, and the folks that are over the Justice Care and Opportunities Department, the LA County Board of Supervisors. I imagine many of them will be in the building. I have the opportunity to have a one-on-one conversation with Hit Boy on stage, and he is going to be talking about his experience as an artist and a producer who is justice impacted. JCOD, of course, provides all kinds of amazing services for justice-impacted individuals, whether they've been formerly incarcerated, involved with the justice system, and much more. So if you can get in where you fit in, we are downtown. Man, they are asking the most in this chat. I'm not even going there with y'all. They're asking the most of you. But you can go to togetherwethrivela.com. We're downtown at the Japanese American Museum, but you need a ticket. So go online and try to do that. And if you already have one, I'll see you down there. It is going to be an incredible array of folks. Susan Burton, Frankie Carrillo will be there as a speaker, Assemblymember Isaac Bryan, James DeBacco, Sharik Enriquez, the artist. I mentioned Susan Burton and lots of other folks. D.A. George Gascon, Sam Lewis of the Anti-Recidivism Coalition, Ingrid Archie of Time Done Organizing, director in the Alliance for Safety and Justice, and lots of other folks. So I will see you there. Doc Martin, it's been fun hanging out with you for the hour, and I know it's got to be a lot to keep a whole band together and keep a whole private practice. You are in private practice as an attorney,
Yes,
right?
I am.
So if we're looking for the R&B artist, we go to Doc Martin _Martin 88. What if we need an attorney, a civil rights attorney?
If you need an attorney, you can hit up my firm, McMurray Hendricks LLP.
McMurray Fredericks LLP. I feel like there's a little bit of panic setting in about this election.
Sure.
On both sides. A lot of desperation.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the online noise, which you referenced earlier, a lot of misinformation and disinformation. I was talking with some of my own family members, and I'm not a big Biden stan. I was a Bernie Sanders voter.
Sure.
And an Elizabeth Warren voter. I consider myself, while I will be voting for Kamala Harris, I consider myself the progressive edge of the Democratic Party.
Sure.
And yet, I think we're in a backlash on the right, where you're now looking at us losing progressive DA after progressive DA. DA Gascon threatened here in California. The narrative, the misinformation narrative, is that crime is up.
Sure.
And on the left side of town, there's this other kind of, I don't know what to call it, if it's a backlash. I was talking with some of my very progressive Gen Z friends that are like, they're talking about Genocide Joe. They want to put Kamala Harris in the same trick bag, telling me that the Biden administration and the Harris administration haven't delivered anything for black people or progressives. And actually, that's not true. Sure. Like, you might not love everything about him. The Biden administration has now canceled loans for more than 1 million public workers. They've canceled, they've gone around the right to cancel student loans. The infrastructure package, which is a massive investment in green infrastructure. These are wins for progressives. Yes. I feel like there's this noise on the left and noise on the right, which is very dangerous.
Sure.
If you had to make closing arguments for this election, what would you tell the people?
The first thing that I would tell the people is to make sure that you vote, because your vote matters. So many people out there I've heard, to say that they feel that they are, disenfranchised and that they don't have, that they feel like their vote doesn't matter. But I'm here to tell you that it does, you know what I mean? And that ultimately, whether you want to believe it or not, there are differences between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. There's so many differences between the two. So it's not a situation where it doesn't matter which one gets in, because the President of the United States of America has the ability to elect who is going to be on the Supreme Court. And those people on the Supreme Court, those judges have lifetime appointments, to the Supreme Court. They can't be kicked off or taken off, generally speaking. So the way that, our laws are going to be shaped for the next 20, 30 years is directly influenced by who is the president of the United States of America, So the Supreme Court looks different today because Donald Trump was president in the 2016 election than it would have if Hillary was the president. So because of that, our rights are affected by that.
That was strong. Thank you for stepping aside for a moment, R&B soul singer Doc Martin, and letting attorney Chris Martin show up.
Absolutely.
And Doc Martin, thank you for spending the hour with me. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
Indeed. And in honor of that, I am going to close. I like to close with a quote. I'm going to close with a quote from Thurgood Marshall. Speaking of attorneys who are role models and Supreme Court justices, he says, each of you as an individual must pick your own goals. Listen to others, but do not become a blind follower. Yep. Perfect for today's election and today's conversation. Tavis Smiley's up next. He's got a full lineup for you as always. He's on 9 to noon Pacific time. Tomorrow's Freedman Friday. We have an incredible report back from the LA Reparations Commission, and a stunning report that we all should be reading. I'm Dominique DiPrima. History's now, and we are making it together. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
FBI investigators testified that the 14-year-old meticulously planned the shooting, documenting it in a notebook.